Steph.
And I'm Pete.
And that's our 2-year-old son, Hayes. We were selected by Airbnb to travel the world for a year, calling a new destination home for a month at a time.
Follow along.
Hello from Sri Lanka. It is our last full day here, and we've spent the last 3 weeks in the Unawatuna area, and it's certainly the most kind of remote, beachy location of anywhere we've visited on this Live Anywhere with Airbnb year. So we wanted to sit down and make a video sort of summarizing what it's been like to call the Unawatuna area home. So we've had this Airbnb for 1 month, but we spent a week kind of traveling through Sri Lanka. But other than that, we've been based in this area. Our Airbnb here is called Skylight House, has been incredible.
One of the best, I think, so far.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that we got to stay here as long as we did is just a dream come true. Hopefully you can tell a little bit by where we're sitting. You can probably hear birds throughout this video, but it's just been extraordinary. Every morning we wake up and we go to the Peacock Lounge where we have coffee and we hear the birds chirping. We saw a monkey in a tree one time. We've got these huge windows that when you open them up, it just looks like you're in like a painting or something, a tropical oasis. It's just a really great way to start the day.
Peacocks on the roof as well.
Peacocks on the roof. This is probably why it's called the Peacock Lounge. The reason this place is called the Skylight House is because there are skylights throughout. Imagine that. But particularly in the bathrooms. So the bathrooms are this like kind of indoor, outdoor sort of bathrooms with the sun just streaming in. Also, lots of bugs, monitor lizards crawling on top. Sometimes you hear kind of thunks in the night. But really cool to have that sort of beachy feel, but still all the comforts. We still are in Sri Lanka, so a house like this definitely comes with lots of creatures. We've seen huge spiders, biggest cockroaches I've ever seen. Every night before Hayes goes to bed, we spray it with this like pest.
Yeah, I guess just sort of a ant killer or bug killer, whatever, just to protect his room as best we can to stop the creepy crawlies coming in. None shall pass.
But it's a small price to pay for this kind of paradise. The room is 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms, which has been wonderful. Actually, I always remember finding this place and it says Skylight Home, a house for friends and family. And I thought, oh, that would be nice, a vacation to like have friends and family. Not really knowing who would come visit here. But when we got here, we were with my parents for almost a week. Our friend Sai came over from India, and then our friend Adina also came over from India. So we actually, this is our first night, it's our last night, but the first night we've been alone at this house, and that has been wonderful because it's definitely the kind of place you want to enjoy with friends and family. And I think sometimes you see those Airbnb listings and they have kind of clever or goofy names and you're like, yeah, whatever. But this one, it really
lives
is
up
a place for friends and family. Hayes hasn't had a bathtub, but I think his room here has probably been one of the best rooms he's had. It's a twin room, so it has 2 twin beds, which has been great because we had 2 friends here, but it has no windows. And something we learned early on in this Airbnb thing, typically no windows would be a negative, but it's awesome with a kid because we close him in there, it gets pitch black, and he's been sleeping till like 8 o'clock in the morning.
And he can't fully pronounce Unawatuna, so he says Unatuna, which is the cutest thing.
We're also trying to get Hayes comfortable sleeping in a bed so that when we do shorter trips, we don't have to take our big crib. And this is the first place that he's actually had a few naps in a bed because they're these lovely big mattresses, but they're on the floor, so they're pretty safe. His room has just been great.
Yeah. One of my favorite areas is the kitchen and living room. The kitchen is huge, and also the living space, there's like a dining room table there, it's all open plan. And
another perk is that the house comes with people. So we've had Satish, the house manager, and then Sanjiva and Lakshmita, who clean every day. But my favorite thing that they do, we're totally spoiled, is that they slice mango and papaya. And we used to live in India, and mango season felt like it was like 2 minutes. And here, so we had no idea that we'd get to eat mango every morning, and that's been really wonderful. We've had Nilu, who is a contact through one of the other Airbnb participants, Ben and Peta cook for us. She actually cooked for us on our first night here.
And I think we need to add that not only did she cook a great meal, but she played cards with Hazy.
That's been wonderful. So even though it's the most remote, it's felt like we've had the most people around, the most kind of community.
Something that Hayes has had use of every day, sometimes multiple times a day, is the incredible swimming pool. It's a perfect size to just come and relax in. The temperature is really, really nice for this hot climate. It's
also amazing because we've wanted to stay at places with pools and we're looking at them and they sound amazing, but if you have a two-year-old, the reality is you're constantly chasing them out of a pool. But this one has like a ledge that's about, I'm looking at it right now, probably 4 or 5 feet, and it's only about 1.5 foot of water. So he's gotten so confident swimming while we've been here, which has been really nice. The other awesome thing about the pool area is that instead of just your like run-of-the-mill pool furniture, it's like these entire beds and mattresses, and you can kind of just lounge out, and it's great in the day, it's great in the night. There's plenty of space for everybody to have the perfect seat. It's not one of those places where you're like fighting over the couch or this and that. It's just an amazing area, and then all these plants is unreal. Like how many plants there are. I mean, that's because Sanjeewa and Lakshmita are here watering them all the time, but that is something I didn't expect from the photos, just like how lush and beautiful it would be here. So when we've been able to tear ourselves away from this home, our closest beach is called Dalawela, and it's about a 20-minute walk from here. And the walk is really lovely through these kind of like rural, jungly streets. So I'll show you a little bit of that, and then a little bit of what that beach looks like on the other end. Just behind me here is the dog care clinic, and it's kind of like our closest landmark. Kind of like when we lived in India, our house doesn't have like a street number, it's just a road, and then you find the closest landmark, and that's what you tell kind of tuk-tuk drivers. So ours is the dog care clinic, and they spay and neuter dogs right out on the street actually. I didn't see any happening when we walked by, but people bring them in, and then I guess it's like a catch and release kind of program. But they have really big presence, and it's really, I guess, famous around here. This is one of my favorite stretches of the walk because you get to see cows, like there. And then you've always got local guys playing cricket in this field here. And then just over there, a beautiful temple. It's a very scenic walk. Finally, if you follow our road all the way down, you get to this junction, you cross the railroad tracks, and you've got this little corner store, our closest kind of place to buy milk and stuff like that. And then next door, our closest fruit shop. And then the next little stretch to the beach is on the main road. This road that goes from Colombo down to the coast is notorious for being very dangerous with lots of buses whizzing by. So this section is not so fun, but luckily we only have to be on it for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then we're at the beach, so we're almost there. While we love that beach, I think our favorite beach is a beach called Kabalana, which is near Ahangama and about a 15-minute tuk-tuk ride away. Yeah. That's the other thing. Satisha's brother, Ashoka, has been our tuk-tuk driver. We just text him and we say, hey, we want to go to the beach, and he makes it happen. It's amazing. Why are we leaving here? But Kabalana is an awesome beach because it's a great place for surfing, but the waves break kind of early on, and then there's a big tide, so Hayes can run pretty far out with it being totally safe. And we've spent hours and hours on that beach, building sandcastles, drinking coconuts.
Meeting other families and other kids,
yes.
Which has been really fun for Hayes, and watching him play with other children.
And boogie boarding. We tried our hand at boogie boarding.
Yeah. Which
it's not great, but we had a good time. As far as like eating goes in Unawatuna, there's not a huge restaurant culture. I think in Sri Lanka it's a lot of home cooked meals, which both has been challenging because you can't kind of go pick up food as easily as we maybe expected, but also great because you people cook for you. So Nilu's cooked for us a few meals. We mentioned banana flowers once to Ashoka, and the next day his wife brought over a banana flower curry and a fresh fish curry. But there's a few places we've gone, mostly sort of not traditional Sri Lankan. There's a falafel place we loved in Ahangama, East Falafel. Ceylon Cafe, we had a great meal in a big open space. And then a pizza place we've actually eaten at twice called La Boheme. We went to Dina's last night and Sai's last night. Oh, another restaurant we've loved, everyone recommended it, you'll find it all online, it's in actual Unawatuna, it's Skinny Tom's. Morning, we came to Skinny Tom's, which was recommended by multiple people. It's in actual Unawatuna, which we haven't yet been to. Far more like touristy and dense than out where we are. We have some hoppers on the way. It's a place known for their egg hoppers, but they do eggs Benedict hoppers and like bacon hoppers. Again, not traditional, but really delicious. And the first time we went there, they have a beautiful garden, which is always a plus because Hayes can run around, but it had tons of monkeys. And we're watching monkeys in the trees. I don't know if you can see that one over there, the big one just hanging out. Loads just hanging out in there. It's interesting that we've been in Unawatuna this whole time because we haven't actually gone to Unawatuna that much. Unawatuna has a beach. We've been to it 2 times. Not our favorite, a bit crowded and a bit steep once you get into the water, but it hasn't mattered because there's so many beaches around here. So this place is obviously awesome during the day, but it's beautiful at night. We were just wowed because we obviously liked the place enough on Airbnb to book it, but it's so much better than the photos, which is a really fun way to experience an Airbnb, for it to be even better than the place that you chose to spend a month. And we pulled up and the house was just like so beautifully lit, the pool was lit, so it's been really fun to hang out at night. One of my favorite things I just want to remember is that Sanjiwa comes every evening around 5:30 when the mosquitoes get really bad, and he kind of comes in all timidly and says, "Hi madam, can I close the windows?" And then he goes upstairs to the Peacock Lounge and closes the windows and then leaves. That's his job.
It's the daily routine.
Is he ready? Watch.
The weather here has been unbelievable, but one afternoon we came back and there's like a rainy season here, and I thought it was like India where when it's not rainy season it doesn't rain. Look at this. It was actually raining, but it was great. It was like kind of romantic to be in this beautiful house with this like monsoon level rain. Wouldn't want it every day, glad it didn't happen again, but another cool way to see this house. One thing we haven't mentioned is that because we are near the dog care clinic, there's lots of stray dogs. They're really lovely. To be honest, we're cat people, but there's one dog that sort of like came with the house, Sunny, and Sunny has come inside, he's come all the way upstairs. We've been feeding him leftovers. Hayes adores Sunny. Sai, our friend, really loves dogs, loved Sunny. Adina also likes Sunny, so he's gotten a lot of attention, which is great.
What's your favorite part of this house?
Favorite part of the house? I can't do just one. I think it's waking up to platters full of mango and papaya. The papaya here, I used to not like papaya. The papaya in Sri Lanka is so good. The mango, sorry India, the mango here is just as good and available more often. Mango for breakfast, definitely this pool area. Yeah. And yours?
The Peacock Lounge, I think. I love going up there first thing in the morning. Sometimes I only did it a couple of times before the sun rises. It's really gorgeous. And it's cool enough in the morning that you can have the fan off and you can just sit and listen to all the birds and everything, all the wildlife that's happening outside. Then it turns into this room where everyone hangs out in the morning and has breakfast, and I just love that. That time that we spent in that room is really special, and lots of memories from it.
Least favorite?
The bed is not the world's
It's just
best
ours
mattress.
though. The other rooms have nicer beds.
You?
The bugs. I will spare you from seeing what my skin looks like right now. And I don't know why it's just me, but I've been covered in, I mean, one day Pete wanted me to go to the doctor. Like the rashes were so bad. It's just part of it, right? There's bugs everywhere, but I mean, I can feel them like on me right now. So that's all. We wanted to, remember what it was like to be here for a month. We highly recommend Sri Lanka. We've posted, if you haven't seen them, some other videos of more inland and Kandy and the train ride. But this is a really special country. I'm so glad we got to spend time here. I'm so glad we included it on this year. And you know, you leave places sometimes you feel like it's not the last time we'll be here. I feel that way about Sri Lanka.
So give this video a like, subscribe. We also have other videos of the other amazing Airbnbs that we've been staying in around the world. So check out our channel.